Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another Willow review, episode 4, which is titled The Whispers of Knockmore, in which Willow and Co. are at the castle of Knockmore, which was Baltimore's abandoned castle, which I completely forgot in the last review because that's what happens when you only watch the movie one time, yeah. But yeah, so Easter egg movie tie-in bit to the original film, and when they return to the castle where the final battle took place, where Willow and Co. Taking the Prince Graydon to be healed and all that stuff, but unfortunately, the infection's starting to take over and all that stuff, and he'll be possessed soon, which Kit suggests that they kill, which Graydon agrees, but the others, do not wish to do so. Instead, they ask Willow if they might be able to find a way to cure him, in which she gathers Laura in particular to help find the cures things, and this eventually leads to Laura saying that they need to find some sort of possum, which tasks Kit to finding, which has some substance that those possums eat that has the cure and all that stuff. But they do this when they find a book called the Malatrium, which apparently has the cure and all that stuff. Yeah, so these ingredients, but yeah. Meanwhile, Borman and Jade are tasked with going out to guard to watch out for, the Gales and all that stuff. During the operation in which Gale is, Graydon is being cured for. He ends up seeing. We end up seeing when Willow cuts off his shirt, he's got a lot of scars. Apparently, when he was very young, when he was very young and he was sick and all that stuff. And that happened, and he got better, but it left its mark and all that stuff. While Willow tries to, ends up helping him a bit, though he ends up hurting him while doing it, and getting, I think, Laura to help do some chant. During this, I think, Borman and Jade have a moment where she talks about how killing her mentor, I believe the character's name is Ballatine. It's really bad that I can't remember all these characters' names, but yeah, I guess that's what happens when you watch the show episodes only once. But they have a moment and hug, but at some point Borman eventually sees a huge door that, after taking a bit of alcohol, which may or may not be from a dead soldier, which may have not been the brightest idea, but he becomes obsessed to open the door, and eventually ends up talking to Kit, and eventually Kit decides that killing Graydon is probably the best option when she's looking for that possum, but Borman ends up telling her that she's pretty much acting like the spitting image of her grandmother, which clearly disturbs Kit and all that stuff. Of course, when Graydon doing the Willow and incarnations for the spell, Graydon's also chanting as well, but he starts to hallucinate about his father being mad about him when he was younger. And eventually, you have Graydon ends up feel like he's being possessed by some whispering voices, sounding like Alora's boyfriend, Eric, which distracts her a bit. But then Willow ends up hearing his daughter's voice, and that ends up distracting him. And eventually, he gets angry and lashes out at Alora, and calling her stupid, useless, if you will, but which forces us to leave and have our doubts of herself. and also teasing about a fact that Willow's keeping a secret from Elora, despite her insistence. But yeah, but eventually she leaves and all that stuff, and the rest of the group start seeing illusions, if you will, and all that stuff. Kit, gets lost in the castle and sees a tapestry of like her grandmother being submitted to the crow and all that stuff. At least, or at least sees how her because Balvamorda was a trialison sorceress who got corrupted and all that stuff, and that's how she turned evil in the end. If I recall from the mythology, or this might be new bits to mythology, but yeah. And Borman ends up thinking that his Lux Arcana, which he swiped from the last episode, has been stolen. And eventually he ends up confronting Jade and Kit about it. After talk, which leads to some awkward moments about whether or not they bonded or not previous sessions, and when threatening each other's lives. But I also should probably mention that Jade ends up seeing the death of her original dead parents, and apparently the person who killed them. And Elora ends up seeing how her, mother died from the film, which was, that is one thing I do remember, but yeah. So it's like a bit of a sad moment for her, but she eventually goes back to the throne room and all that stuff, and, the room where Graydon was being cured and all that stuff. Says that apparently the spell's successful, but Willow has himself been possessed and all that stuff. And they try to go to, like, the high tower, which I forgot to mention, one of Willow's rules is that whenever you're guarding out for the Gales and all that stuff, do not go to the high tower and all that stuff. And of course, they go there, but of course it's a trick, and Graydon's not really cured, which I think was pretty obvious, but being possessed by the Lich, and is about to try and take Elora's soul, but Willow is able to intervene and all that stuff. And faces him and all that stuff. But during this point, the Lich possessed Graydon ends up revealing to Elora that Willow ended up beating, Balvamor because of a trick he did, showing the flashback of how it happened, which I kind of forgot this bit myself, but I think that was the whole point. But yeah. Saying that he's just got lucky. He's not this great sorcerer that Elora and everyone else has been looking up to. But Willow is still determined to beat him, and he reveals that the reason why he won last time was with his friends, and the others come in to help save them and tackle Graydon. And then Elora starts having doubts, but I think Kit, actually had a conversation with Elora a few while back, but got interrupted. Ends up revealing that she did do the spell, and it gives her the confidence to use her magic power to drain the evil from the Lich's dark magic from Graydon. Curing him and all that stuff, which he thanks her for. And with the goal there set, though, the group set off to like a Noxmoor, where Kit ends up asking Willow about the Blood of Six, which apparently is a sort of like bloodline that connects to like I think it's either her grandmother or even the crone maybe, but let's see. But Willow also comments that with like Elora's magic is improving, they have some hope of defeating the dark forces. But let's see. And Borman ends up realizing that he has his Lux Arcana again, as it was with him all along. But of course now the others might, Kit and Jade at least might know about this. But meanwhile, the unknown to them. The Gales, at least I think, I believe the Scourge and the Dag, I think, if I've gotten it correct, or at least looking at them, and they've apparently been revealed that they have been ordered to kill everyone except Allura. And we end up, and to end the episode off, we finally see Eric after, since episode what, who has been absent for 2 episodes, in a city ruins, wondering where he is, ending the episode. Okay, first of all, I do like how we are going back to like Belvedemore's castle and all that stuff, and end up seeing what has happened to it since, in which it's been left untouched, and they just have a bunch of corpses about. One which you have wine, one which you have alcohol, which I do like how let's see Borman ends up drinking and then is tossing her aside, breaking the glass when he finds the door. So yeah, and it is interesting how we get to have a bit of an exploration of it. Like we end up seeing this tapestry of like the crone and the person who end up corrupting Baltimore. So it's interesting to learn a bit more of her backstory, though. I'm not sure if this was explained in the film. It's been a while since I've seen the film. I really need to watch the film again, but yeah, it would be interesting to watch the film and then the TV and then the Willow show again. But that will have to be probably once it all comes out. But yeah. But she was once like Allura, but corrupted by her and all that stuff. And as a result, her bloodline, so her, let's see, daughter Sasha, and Prince Eric and Kit could be used to help them awaken the great. I think to do whatever to help awaken the great evil of what the Crone's planning to do and all that stuff. I really need to remember the plot of these episodes. I know I'm reviewing it and I can't remember it. That's not a good sign. I know. I'm sorry. Let's see. To cross the great darkness again. I think it was, but yeah. But yeah, I do like how you have a few bonding moments with the characters and all that stuff. Particularly Bormer interacting with Jade and talking about what happened with her killing her mentor / adoptive father, and which they had a touching moment, though that might have been ruined later by when her and Kit confront him later and all that stuff after the hallucinations. And I do like how Borman gives Kit herself to reflect on. Let's see, the fact that apparently she's sounding like her grandmother, because I do like, because at the beginning of the episode you have her saying that we should just kill Graydon and it would be better for the good of thing, even though it's technically his fiance, though she has feelings for Jade, in which Borman ends up blatantly stating that you two clearly have feelings for each other, and they deny this, but yeah. But yeah, it's interesting that the team that they've also now got Kit's aware that Borman might actually have that armor piece that they were talking about earlier, the Lux Arcana and all that stuff. At least might be suspicious, but there will probably be suspicions between the group members and all that stuff. Interesting thing about Graydon, we end up learning a bit more of his past in this thing. I do like how his character's like, yeah, you have to kill me for the good of the group, so it's like self-sacrifice and all that stuff. But we end up seeing that he ends up being scarred on the chest. Apparently he was ill. His father really dislikes him and considers him failure. And we also, I forgot to mention this when the Law sucks up the dark magic. It seems we got a flashback which appears to be Graydon, who's seeing his young Graydon with his elder brother, who's actually portrayed by the same actor, and all that stuff. It seems like he implies that he might have killed his brother by falling him off. So I'm not sure if he was corrupted something by that sickness or something, or it was just like a a prince trying to seize the throne and all that stuff, or I don't know, but it's clearly that he has a dark past, and I'm a bit intrigued to learn more about it and all that stuff. But so there's that. But I do think that it seems like a building relationship between Graydon and Laura might be going on, even though she's trying to rescue her boyfriend, Prince Eric, and all that stuff. Let's see. So that would be interesting. But yeah, there might be a bit of a love triangle, but I'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I do like how, let's see, we have Willow, let's see, trying to be the sorcerer, finding this book with all the cure ingredients, and I do like how Allura just seems to, let's see, due to her cooking skills, is able to figure out how they might get the last bit of ingredient they need from a sort of possum they have, forcing Kit to get that. And I do like how you have a struggling relationship with, well, granted, this is probably pretty common. I mean, granted, it seemed to be a case with struggling, let's see, mentor-student relationship, where Willow's just getting frustrated with Allura's lack of listening and, let's see, focus and all that stuff. But eventually he does the mistake of lashing out. Granted, it seems like all mentor figures do this at some point, at least with Next Generation, though I'm not exactly always a fan of it, but it's leading to the bit where I think it's breaking down Willow, letting Willow eventually find out that Willow ended up defeating, let's see, Baltimore, not in this epic magic battle, but because, you know, he ended up, let's see, tricking her, and she ended up, let's see, accidentally getting a herself thing, in which clearly that might lead to some interesting, that will probably lead to some potential tensions with the two later, with knowing what exactly happened. But I do let's see, so I do think that they eventually end up bonding and all that stuff, and once Willow starts to calm down, as he starts to believe in more of her once she displayed her magic and all that stuff. And I do like how Willow, he says that and he ends up telling the possessed Graydon Lich that he'll beat the evil like last time with his friends, in which my guess is they'll probably eventually have both Willow and Laura working together to defeat the bad guy, whether or not in the end of the season or in the series as a whole. I still have no idea how many episodes they're planning to make of this show, but yeah, there's that. But yeah, I do like how creepy the sort of Lich possession was, of first sounding like Eric, and then let's see, Willow's own daughter and all that stuff, and that causes him to lash out against Allura eventually, just trying to keep the secret and all that stuff. But yeah, other than that, it was kind of cool looking at those flashbacks a bit. Visions, Kit being disturbed by the tapestry of her grandmother. Let's see, and Jade seeing the death of her parents and who killed them. I'm not sure if that's one of the Gales. I don't know, it's been a while. Or it's leading to some, I'm hoping it's not leading to Mad Morrigan, but who knows? I mean, granted, the actor I don't think is coming back, at least for this season, or if he can at all. But I do, one thing I do like how Allura ends up witnessing the death of her mother, let's see, and all that stuff in the beginning of the film. I do like how they sort of get the effects into it and all that stuff, so I thought that was well done. The design of the castle was pretty good as well. Let's see. As for the things that I feel like were weakness to the episodes, as again, some of the dialogue sounding a bit too modern and all that stuff, when it probably should sound a bit more adventurous. Let's see, I guess it's sort of like a self-commentary and all that stuff, but then again, the dialogue it's been one of the weakest parts, I think, of the Willow show so far, sounding a bit too modern for fantasy. But then again, I guess the original Willow was also a bit comedic with its dialogue, but it's been a while since I've seen that. Other than that, let's see, the door mystery with Baltimore, I feel was kind of pointless. We never really got to see what inside it was and his obsession with it, but and it's just leading him to like a vision of him thinking his armor is gone and all that stuff. But yeah, we never really found out what's in it, what was so tempting, what was the voice, was it some corpse, some dark magic or something? So I assume that, let's see, though I'm hoping that eventually we get some answers to it later down the line, because if not, then the whole door thing was completely pointless. Other than that, but one thing I am probably looking forward to the most is the fact that now we've seen where Eric is in this ruined city, which I think might be where let's see, Nakamura is. That might be it, or at least the ruins of it. But yeah, so yeah, we'll probably be seeing a bit of him, though we'll probably also end up seeing our group fighting like the Crones, at least two of the members from what I can tell. I'm not sure if all four of them are there, but it's going to be some sort of battle again, rematch, if you will. And I think it'll be exciting because I like the designs of those villains. Let's see if we can get a bit of personality for them, or if they're just like, Marvel B-movie henchmen, if you will. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. Overall, I think this episode was a bit better than last because it didn't have, I feel, as much pointless stuff as like the last episode. Let's see, or at least it didn't. Felt like it didn't feel out of place with like those two axe women and all that stuff, but who felt like had two modern designs and settings. The only thing really that was out of place was like kind of pointless was the door. But other than that, I felt like this episode was a bit more tighter, characters interacting with each other more, and Allure and Willow let's see, struggling mentor apprenticeship thing since he says worst apprentice ever. But I do also like the Easter eggs you had to the film here with like some of the, let's see, Laura seeing the flashbacks of her mother and the fact that we're at the castle for the climax of the film. So yeah, I think 7.5 to 8 probably. I mean, I enjoyed this. I mean, I know some people who haven't really been enjoying Willow, but for the most part, I'm at least enjoying it. At least for like this first run. Will my opinions change? Who knows? But at the moment, I'm having fun with Willow. But let's see. We'll see if that continues. But that's all I have to say for now. For those who end up listening to this review, I hope you enjoyed what I've had to say. Agree, disagree, fair enough. But anyway, I'm Blue Star Saber. I'm now signing off. Goodbye, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.